A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Amata Spring Country Club where the REJURAN Championship 2026 is underway. We had two wonderful rounds of golf and we are into the third round now before we get to the finale tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting one here today because we've got a couple of front runners including Hong Jun Min, who was last year's biggest earner in terms of financial winnings. Hong Jun Min aiming for birdie on hole number 8. She's currently carrying a 7 under. My name is Glenn Mascarenas and I'm here to take you right to the end of today and to the end of the tournament tomorrow. Remember, this is the first event in the KLPGA calendar being played outside the Korea Republic, sometimes regarded as a pre-season, but it's a 1.2 billion Korean won event. Lee Yvonne aiming for birdie on hole 7. She's got a 9 under currently. And just a tad bit of a narrow miss. Our temperature conditions are a bit different today. It's been a bit overcast, slightly gloomy as compared to normal. We have had, well, I would say brighter days. But having said that, our golfers could just change all that for us. So stay with us as we get through this wonderful event. Up next, Chun Yi Sung, who's also on 8 under, will aim for birdie on hole number 8. Almost does it for her. And an easy cleanup I think will be good enough. She's got a smile on her face. Always love to see golfers in good spirit. It's infectious for all of us. Here's Kim Gahi aiming for birdie on hole 7. Had a wonderful start to round 2. She was absolutely fantastic on the out. And then on the in, she kind of went into a bit of a, well, part where she'd questioned, I think, her own performance. And she's continued in that vein. It's been a bit, tough. She just needs to shake that off. Meantime, Natakrita Wongtavilap is on 7 under. Second effort for hole number 11, 209 meters to cover. She's been very, very good, Wongtavilap. Jung So-yi looking for an outright lead. Up next, Lee Yvonne as she tees off for hole number 8. She's the joint leader. 119 meters to cover. It's a par 3 now. A good bit of cheer for Lee Yvonne. That's terrific placement from her. She set herself up for a birdie. What's been happening, of course, since yesterday is getting those underscores has been a tad bit of a problem for some of the golfers. And one of them who did struggle much was Jung Yoon Ji, but she did finish fairly well at the end of the day. Here she is aiming for birdie on hole 10. Oh, well played. Well played, and she's up to a 6 under now. Had 2 bogeys there on, the out and a birdie to start off the in, so I think that's going to be good for her. Just what the doctor ordered, you would believe. Up next, Kim Shi-yoon as she aims for birdie on hole number 9. Nice little tap in there. I think she'll look to clean that up, and that's exactly what she does. She's been good as well, Kim Shi-yoon. Had a few, ups and downs yesterday, but just about rode those waves to reach where she is. Over to Kim Gahi as she tees off for hole 8. Well, she really was the front runner in this tournament yesterday and was, going hammer and tongs at each and every, challenge. But sometimes with golfers, and it could be just a few questions in your own mind. that kind of hold you back or make you question what your performance is all about. Having said that, just like the colors of the golf course, well, the golfer's temperament and mood could change. And that's got to be the best. Stay in the sandbox, but you've got to take, well, the shot which is outside. Yoon Soo onto a second well effort for hole number 10. She's got 106 meters to cover. This should be her approach shot, and I think it's very important for her to land it plumb. Well, I'm going to say that that's a great bit of intelligence. Absolutely marvelous effort from Yoon Soo. Did not give that ball any flight. Went in for a low dribble. Absolutely, well, brilliant, thinking on her part. And I think that that's worked really well. She's placed herself beautifully. Park Bo-kyum onto her second effort. 100 meters to cover. She's going in with a power wedge. Still with that 7 under score. Putting herself at a bit of a distance from, well, the destination, but I think it should serve her well. Hong Jun-min, she had a great, absolutely great, well, start to the year. Oh, that's got to be bang on. Kim Ga-hui knocks in a birdie from a distance here, and this could actually change things. She's back to being a joint leader. 2 birdies and a bogey in there. Now, this was really delightful, and I think if it spells a return back to form for her, she's definitely got, well, something to build upon here. So I couldn't be happy for her. I'm sure the fans are as well. And that could be leverage, really. Absolutely well executed birdie from a distance. And she's back up to that 9 under. So that's, I think that's really, really good for her. Leave on. And that's got to be disastrous. She had such a terrific tee off. She could have actually gone into the lead here on this one. And that just slipped out. And that's a bit unfortunate. So she's going to stay as joint leader. But there was such a good chance. And she knows that. Well, she'll always accept things gracefully. But if you actually, well, just skim behind the surface, you know there's disappointment with that. Because she had such a perfect setup. Lim Jin-yong aiming for birdie on hole number 14. And that ball definitely shy of the duck. That would have given her an outright lead here. But she'll have to tap it on to keep, well, tap on it to keep co-leadership. And that's exactly what she does. Natakritha won the wheel up, and she has done very well here. She's got an eagle on hole 11. She goes up to joint leadership with a 9 under. That is absolutely fantastic to get a lead, first a birdie and then, well, an eagle on the in. Park Bo Kyom, meanwhile, will aim for birdie on hole 9. And that ball running out of legs, that's for certain. So Park Bo Kyom will just have to, well, keep her, well, wits together for this one. Kim Gahi teeing off for hole number 9. Lee Won will tee off for hole number 9. Just missed out on claiming the spoils a while back. 3 wins between April to May last year in the KLPGA 2025. She was in terrific form, but it's Hong Jung Min who really, well, capped it off as the top earner last year. And No Seung Hee, well, was, if I'm not mistaken, was, well, the second highest earner of the year. We didn't notice that, but you know, those wins come in every time. Just needed a bit more persuasion for that ball. So No Seung Hee last year did extremely well to, well, finish as the second highest earner. But it's Yoo Hyun Jo who started 2026 as the top ranked player in the KLPGA. Park Dan Yoo now. Third effort for hole 11. And it's these three golfers that I mentioned, Hong Jun Min, Yoo Hyun Jo and No Seung Hee, who came in as favorites. It's Hong Jun Min and Yoo Hyun Jo still very much, well, in the running. But No Seung Hee not really performing at her best. Had a few questions. A gentle tap-in should sort it out for Hong Jun Min. Kim Chae-yoon will go next. Second effort on hole 10, 96 meters to cover, 48-degree wedge. Lee Won in conversation, I do believe, with a caddy. .87 meters to the hole. I don't think she was entirely in control of that shot. Did she have something that went into her eye? I think there was just a bit of a chilly dip there for her. Kim Gahi, second stroke for hole 9, 86 meters to the hole. Junyi Sung teeing off for hole number 10. Kim Shi-yoon does well there to nail a birdie on hole number 10, and she's got a smile on her face. Well, she was going through a bit of a rough time on the out. So Lim Jin Yong, Hong Hyun Ji, Ji Han Sol, Natakritha Wong Tabilap, Jung So Yi, all were joint leaders there. And if you're looking at that quintet, you got to think about it. There are others in the fray as well. It's a good thing that Kim Gahui was able to, well, you know, kind of shake off those demons of yesterday and come back with 2 birdies in today. She had a bogey in there as well. So Lee Seung-gyun, Kim Gahui, and Lee Won finish off that top 8. So we've got 8 co-leaders, and then you've got the tied 9th, which is second place with Choi Yi-bon, Oh Soo-min, and these really will be tapping at the top. So Lee Yvonne, well, looking to, well, just shake off a few gentle obstacles that she's got, because she definitely wants to, well, get into the lead. Lim Jin Yong, meanwhile, her approach shot for hole number 15, 92 meters to the hole. It's going to be interesting to watch what she comes up with. Well played by Lee Yvonne. I think she'll be very interested in changing things around here. Park Bo-kyung, second effort on hole 10. Oh, that is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning there. Park Bo-kyung, well, nails an eagle. And that's the only time you're going to see a really mature golfer, or even one of the young golfers, react like a school kid. That is such a wonderful effort, and that ball just went in. Absolutely stunning play there from Park Bo-kyung. And that's going to put her actually into the lead, which is quite fascinating if you think about it. So, Kim Gahi aiming for birdie on hole 9. And that's absolutely stunning. So she's the leader back again here with a 10 under. Couldn't feel happier for her. Consecutive birdies on the 8th and 9th. And finally, a smile from her. She's had it really, really rough right through the second part of yesterday. So we're looking at now a couple of, well, golfers beginning to separate themselves from the pack. Natakrita Wongtavilat for hole number 12. She's done exceptionally well so far in this tournament. Gets close. We'll have to clean that up with an on par finish. Hong Jun-min, her approach shot for hole 10, and she'll sit just outside. Chen Yi-sung. Second stroke there from her. And just like Hong Chun-min sitting on the outside, and that ball's going to peek in over the carpet. And Park Bo-kyung will collect her eagle ball. So 2 bogeys, 2 birdies and an eagle in there. Absolutely stunning performance from her. So that's the second eagle that I got a view of today. Nothing makes me happier. Yun Soa, meanwhile, will aim for birdie on hole number 11. Well played. Very well played by Yun Soa. She's up to a 7 under, a hat-trick of birdies on 9, 10 and 11 after a hat-trick of bogeys on 2, 3 and 4. Well, that's what you call a comeback. Very well done. And that's the beauty of the golfers, isn't it? To be able to test yourself time and again. Lin Jin Yong with a gentle nudge. Jani Sung has to get off the shoulder for hole number 10. Oh, just a narrow miss for her. She'll clean it up for an even score, and I think that should work for her. Meanwhile, Jung So-hee, who's also on a 9 under, second stroke for hole 12. Her approach will matter for this one. I would have liked it to have just travelled a bit more, I guess. Well, just about staying away from the cat box, and I think that should actually, well, help in a great way. Beautiful colors there. I was just talking about how it's slightly overcast, and if you notice, the color temperature is very different from what it was yesterday. Kim Gahi, currently the leader, will tee off for hole number 10, and it's going to be an interesting one for her because she does understand more than anything. This could be a bit of a daunting problem for her as she lands on the beach. I don't think she was aiming for that. She's kept a very cool and calm demeanor, but you can see that she's been troubled by a few, well, of her efforts today, and even yesterday. Yesterday was a bit, well, harsh for her. Meanwhile, Lee Won gets on next to tee off for hole number 10. It's a short dogleg right par 4. Protected on both sides by bunkers, with the position from the tee is vital to set up a short approach. The green is protected by a single bunker on the right and a step runoff area for any shot that lands short of the green. Now, long hitters can get close to the green. Otherwise, the layup on the top of the crest in the fairway is more important to avoid a downhill pitch shot. And that's what happens. You could actually land onto the beach if you don't, well, actually gauge the distance your ball is going to travel. Park Bo-kyung, well, she's got a reason to smile, and if she can keep that performance going and keep that eagle flying high for a bit, that could work really well for her. And that was such a stunning effort from her. Absolutely stunning effort. That had her overjoyed as well. It's a par 5 now that we're looking at. 494 meters. Jani Sung will travel a good bit. Kim Si-yoon, she also had a pretty good well, event so far. 77 meters to the hole. This is her approach shot for hole 11. and it will matter as to what she can come up with. Nicely played there by, well, one of the golfers who's really making her strides here in this tournament. Could put herself up there as one of the favorites. And I was referring to those beautiful, well, sand bunkers and how they actually look like jigsaw puzzles. Quite amazing, you know, to see something like that. And that's what you really want, you know, in an event like this. Gahi needs to get out of the sandbox. This is her approach shot for hole number 10. I think she'll be, well, fairly comfortable with the fact that she's got out of a trouble spot more than anything else. Meanwhile, Lee Sung-yeon is on to her second effort for hole 12, 112 meters to cover. A power wedge should be able to aid her in this. Lee Won will go next. Placed fairly close to the flagpole. Park Bo-kyung, second stroke for hole 11. Kim Shi-yoon will aim for birdie on hole 11. She's up to an 8 under, and I think she'd definitely like to get ahead of herself. Oh, that's well played. Gauged that beautifully, very well executed by Kim Shi-yoon. And she's up to a 9 under as well. Now, if you notice, we've got a ton of golfers who are, well, sitting there in tied second. So Kim Gahi reclaims the lead. She's through hole 9 and she's got 10 under. Natakrita Wongtawilap, Jung So-yi, Kim Shi-yoon, Lee Sung-yeon, Park Bo-kyung and Lee Won are in tied second with 9 under, followed by the tied 8s, where there's a quartet including Ji-han Sol, Oh Soo-min and Jun-hee Sung. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how they well perform in this case. So it will be, well, one of those, well, important ones. Oh, hole number 17, my favorite hole to watch. It's right there, the island hole. So do stay with us as we continue with our coverage of the REJURAN Championship 2026, being played right here at the Amata, golf course, which is based in Chonburi City, and we're coming at you live from Thailand. That, of course, is the Amata Castle in the background. Junhee Sung with her approach for hole number 11, and she's done fairly well there. Well, that's what's required at this point of time. Meanwhile, Moon Jung-min will aim for birdie on hole number 10. And I think she's going to be happy about that more than anything. Over to Lee Sung-yeon, looking to finish on par for hole. Well, I was about to say, getting a bogey at this point of time can be a little bit worrying. Kim Ga-hui, she's got to focus back. Still leads the way. She's on to 11 under, teeing off for hole number 11 now. Be wonderful to see her find her form back. Well, perfect follow through there, and she's gained a good bit of distance on the fairways, so not a worry for her. Park Bo-kyung with her approach shot. Lee Won teeing off for hole 11. And a nice colorful array of umbrellas. Well, that's always a good sight, isn't it? A bit of a smaller exodus as compared to when you find you get to the final day of a KLPGA event, and it tends to be a really packed audience. Park Bo-kyung will aim for birdie on hole 11. Well, I think a bit of a duff shot from her. She was expecting to, well, knock a little bit more force on that. Junhee Sung aims for birdie, and she does well here on hole 11. Very well played by Junhee Sung. And some of the golfers just well, now stretching away, as I said, from the rest of the chasing pack, and it's been an interesting one to talk of that. Oh, that's very good placement. Terrific positioning there. And I do believe that Kim Si-yoon has had well, her days as well. Park Bo-kyung looking to finish on par for hole 11, and she'll keep her score intact. Lovely wide angle shot there once again. Beautiful panoramic views, actually, if you ask me. You can see pretty much of the city center behind, or the residential places in the distance. There's the mountains right behind, the Amata Castle right here overlooking the golf course. Very beautiful layout, absolutely stunning. And I was just having a word with our producer yesterday, and was just talking to him about how some of the scenic shots, especially the sunsets, are unreal. It's just it's like straight out of a picture book. And if you are a fan of scenic beauty, golf has definitely got to be the sport for you. Kim Gahi on to her second effort for hole 11, 258 meters to cover. Jenny Sung tees off for hole 12. She's on a 9 under now. Park Bo-kyung will go next. It's a par 4 we're looking at, 320 meters for hole 12. Lee Won gets on to her second effort for hole 11. She's currently on a 9 under. Choi Carbin will aim for birdie on hole 18. And I think she'll be well pleased to sponge with that. 3 birdies in there, 7 under, 35 on the out, 33 on the in. It's been a very good day for her. Munjungman to go next. It's a third effort for hole 11. She's currently on, well, 8 under. Good form there from Lee Yvonne. Oh, that's great positioning. Very, very confident. Kim Gahi on to a third stroke for hole 11. She's had an interesting day today. Bit of a comeback from her as well. Bit of joy for Kim Si-yoon too. Hat-trick of birdies after she had bogeys on the 7th and 8th. 10, 11, 12. I'm just enjoying the way that these golfers now, just getting all their putts right. They've been stunning performances so far. Kim Gahi. That's got to be the oldest position. Well, she'll have to sit on a part of the fairways. That's really the jigsaw end of the puzzle. And she's got to get that, well, back on track. Can't afford to drop points here. She's currently the leader with 11 under. And she wouldn't want to, well, bogey this. So her aim will be to keep an even score, that's for certain. I think advice there from the caddy will matter. And I do believe she got a bit too much of club on that because she's actually skimmed past the green. I don't think she had too much of a choice with really moving that ball out of there. And this might be a tad bit worrying for her. She's just got one stroke left, so she might land up bogeying that. But right now, Jun Yi-sung, 89 meters to cover. Her second effort for hole 12 in this approach might get her up to a 10 under. Let's find out. Kim Gahi still at the top of the heap there with that 11 under. Kim Si-yoon in second position now with 10 under on the leaderboard. Natakrita Wongtavilap along with Park Bo-kyum and Jun Hee-sung are in tied third with 9 under. And there are a whole lot of other, golfers in there. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a bit of a tough call, I do believe, with only so much separating the pack. Lee Won is also 9 under and tied third. Lim Jin-yong, Ji-han Sol, Oh Soo-min and Jong So-hee are on 8 under in tied 7. Always good to draw close, no matter what. And Kim Gahi looking to change things around. Well, this hole is just turning out to be a bit of a bogey hole for her. More like a bogey man rather than a bogey hole. I think she really did well. Jun Hee-sung, another birdie there. She's up to, that 10 under. She's done very well. Do love that t-shirt of hers, the golf ball with the cap behind. Absolutely wonderful. Here's Moon Jong-min. Park Bo-kyum will be cautious in her approach. Finishes with an on par on hole 12. I think she doesn't want to upset the score as yet. Kim Gahi still the leader, looking to bogey this one. And that's got to be disastrous for her. She'll have to tap that in to finish that off, and that should actually set her back to 9 under with a double bogey. I don't think she was really expecting that. Oh, that's a bit disastrous. She was going so well there. You know, the hat-trick of birdies on 8, 9 and 10. Here goes Lee Won. And Lee Won, joint leader now with 10 under. Very well played so far. She's been fairly consistent. Elsewhere, it's Yun Sua who aims for birdie on hole number 13. Oh, well played. Yun Sua too been very consistent with her performances. 4 birdies in there after she had 3 birdies in the early part of the day. 8 under her current score. Well played so far. Meanwhile, down to hole number 12. And Kim Gahi will tee off. Needs to shake off that double bogey that she just had. Up next, Kim Si-yoon. She's on hole 13 as she tees off. Oh, that's such a narrow miss. Such a very narrow miss. Kim Si-yoon, joint leader there with Lee Won, will aim for birdie on hole number 13. Oh, almost does it. Almost does it. And she'll settle for a finish there all the same. No worries for the time being. It's been a fairly easier day as compared to yesterday. I think yesterday there were loads of challenges for the golfers. There were good moments as well, but Lee Won, she always shines in that early part of the season. I don't know whether she has a very good break, but always comes back in really fine form. And then, of course, her performances just peter down a little bit towards the mid-season, but opens up again towards the end of the season. But she's always consistent, always relevant, and makes her presence felt in the tournament. Lee Ga-young, well, not really being at the top of her game. She started off very well on day one, had a few challenges yesterday, but at the end of today, of course, we will know who is going to be or who are going to be the main contenders for, the finale and for the championship. Remember, this is not a very small event. It's a 1.2 billion Korean won event, and that's huge prize money. If you're talking about individual prizes, the first placed golfer, the winner of the championship, will take home 216. That's 216 million Korean won, or 146,510 USD. Second place takes home 132 million Korean won, or 89,533 USD. And the third placed finisher will take home 96 million Korean won, or 65,115 USD. Kim Gahi needs to be very, very meticulous with her approach shot. 108 meters to the hole. She's on to hole number 12. Remember that double bogey really shook her off the top spot and has dropped her into, well, you know, the tied third. So very, very interesting to see how she performs here. I think just a tad bit too much of club. She's pushed that further away from the flagstick. One of the real important things to think about is when, you know, golfers perform, and the reason why golfers are always good with each other, they're always friends, they always applaud each other's eagles or birdies. A lot has to do with the fact that golfers don't play against each other, they play against themselves, and it's always important to think about that. I think Kim Gahi has really defined or put that in focus since yesterday. She's had a few struggles, and that's been with her own accuracy, her temperament, more importantly, her frame of mind, and that is, the mindset is so important. And she's constantly working with that, and she's been fighting, so it's been interesting. And she'll be a story to write about in this tournament. Lee Won next. It's going to be a second stroke for hole 12. Lee Won's kept it very, very consistent and steady. Another decent effort from her as she approaches the Tin Cup. Jenny Sung will get ready to tee off. And that's at hole number 13. It's going to be interesting. She's going in with a 6-iron. Very well played there. Park Bo-kyung will go on with a 7-iron as she tees off for hole 13. Par 3 for the asking. Park Hyun-kyung well finishes with a 6 under, 35 on the out, 35 on the in, 2 birdies in there. She's done nothing spectacular, but nothing wrong either. And well, very different to see. Well, you know, Hyun-kyung in slacks. It's one of those rare occasions, but she's kept it steady. And believe you me, she could be back tomorrow. Lee Dae-yeon currently with a 5 under, but remember, there's so many golfers sitting with that 9 under and 8 under in there. It's going to be a tough call to see how well the Stars perform tomorrow, because we've got some solid, well, front runners there. Lim Jin-young, who was at the top of the heap for a while, she's dropped off to an 8 under. Second effort for hole 18. Leave on, aiming for birdie on hole 12. What a narrow miss. She could have gone into an outright leadership there, and she knows it. She's missed out on 3 occasions today. But she will keep it steady with another clean finish and an even score there. Well, I think just struggling a tad bit once again. And this is, of course, Park Bo-kyung. I would like to have finished that well better. Natakritha Wongtavilap aiming for birdie on hole 15. Remember, she had an eagle as well. She's on a 9 under score. And I think she'll be able to keep that score intact for the time being. Chun Hee-sung aiming for birdie on hole 13. If she can nail this, she could get the outright lead. That's well played by Chun Hee-sung. Hat-trick of birdies there. She's the leader now with 11 under. Very well played. Moon Jung-min will go next. She's done well so far. Lee Dae-yeon. So to Park Bo-kyung as she looks to finish what she started. And that's well played. Very well played by her. Kim Gahi aiming for birdie on hole number 12. Oh, that is excellent. Just what the doctor ordered for Kim Gahi, who's well back up to a tied second now after that double bogey. Very well done as she gets that 10 under. I think a bit of relief for her too. Well, Natakritha Wongtavilap will look to finish on par here and keep that 9 under intact. And that's exactly what she does. So Kim Gahi just approaching the tee-off spot where her group members have lined up. Moon Jung-min will tee off for hole number 13. It's going to be interesting to see, well, how she fares with this one. Kim Gahi to tee off now for hole 13. A par 3 for the asking, 155 meters. She's currently tied second. Kim Shi-yoon is currently with a 10 under. Lee Won will take her shot next. And I think that's just going to sit inside the green. It's at quite a distance from World of Flagstick. Chen Yi-sung will tee off for hole 14. Lim Jin-young looking to finish on par for hole 18. And she finishes with 68 in round 3, 67 in round 1, 73 in round 2, 8 under. It's a very consistent performance from her. She was at the top of the leaderboard in the early part of the day, but I think she's going to be very satisfied with that performance. We can see the Mediterranean-styled clubhouse right there. Jun Yi-sung right now at the top of the heap with 11 under. Kim Shi-yoon along with Lee Won and Kim Ga-hui in tied second with 10 under. Nathakrita Wongthavilap, Park Bo-kyum and Moon Jung-min with 9 under and tied fifth. And then there's Lee Jae-yoon in tied 8th with 8 under, along with Lim Jin-young, Ji-han Sol and Lee Sung-yoon. Stay with us as we continue with our coverage of the REJURAN Championship right here at the Amata Golf Course. It's been a really good start to the season, and I'm all excited about it. Scenic beauty, cascading waterfalls, beautiful sunsets, and absolutely pure blue skies. Stay with us as we continue with round 3. Chun Sung onto hole number 14. We just got a view of Kim Gahi with her efforts as well. It's been a pretty tough one for her. Meanwhile, Lee Won aiming for a birdie on hole number 13. She did get a bit of a distance on that one. Oh, that just slipped out. Well, that's the fourth time she's missed it. So very close. And just a nudge to finish the job with an even score. I'm sure she's saying that to a caddy. What am I going to do? Meanwhile, Park Bo-kyum is on to her second effort for hole 14. 100 meters to cover. That's her approach shot. Not too bad from her perspective. Kim Gahi, well, just missing out on finishing on par, and that's going to be another bogey for her. Just a tad bit unfortunate here. So double bogey on the 11th, a bogey on the 12th, and she's back to that 9 under score. Lee Won will tee off for hole 14. It's well played by her. Meanwhile, Hong Jun-min, who's kept it rather subtle in round 3. Right here at hole 14, aiming for birdie. She'll have to keep it to an even score. Well set up there. Here we are on hole 14 as Kim Gahi gets ready to tee off. The next 5 holes for her are very, very important. That is hole 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. She's been a good performer, just had a few worries, a few ups and downs, has pretty much come and gone in waves, and I think she'll be well keen to finish things on a high. Chun Sung aiming for birdie on hole 14. Almost does it. Almost does it. Just an inch closer to the right. She'll just have to tap that in for another neutral score. Lee Sung-yeon. That's going to be her third effort for hole 15. Park Byeom, she's been sitting at about a 9 under for a bit. On hole 14, she'll attempt to move that up to a 10 under. Well, close. Just needed a little more legs on that. Like a side step. That would have done it. Lim Hee-jung aiming for birdie on hole number 18. And I think she'll have to finish her day's event with an even score. So that's an interesting finish for Lim Hee-jung. Finishes with 36 on the out, 37 on the in, and a 4 under score. 3 bogeys and 2 birdies for the day. Lee Sung-yeon, meanwhile, aiming for birdie on hole 15. Oh, just a bit of an impulsive shot, I would believe, and she knows that herself. Sometimes all it takes is just to lose a tad bit of focus and it changes everything. Moon Jung-min will go in with her approach. She's just silently sat and performed through this event. 142 meters to the hole. She's on a 9 under. And that's what happens sometimes with many of the events. You find golfers that fly under the radar. They're there, tapping at the top, and before you know it, you could either win the event or finish second best or second runners-up. Kim Gahi will go next. It's going to be her second effort for hole 14. 113 meters. She'll use a 9 iron for that. Lee won. That's 112 meters to cover for hole 14. She'll go in with a power wedge. And it's very important that she gets all her shots perfectly right if she wants to ride the wave at the top of the leaderboard. Straight onto the green. We'll have to work to get an underscore there, but I think it's doable still for her. Jenny Sung, who leads the way currently with 11 under, will tee off for hole 15. Par 5 for the asking. It's the last of the par 5s in the back 9, protected by those huge bunkers throughout the hole. You need precision to get to, the green and set up a birdie for yourself. The 2-tiered green is protected by 3 bunkers and runoff areas for shots that do not make the putting surface, so it's quite difficult. Lee Dae-yeon, hole 16, will aim for birdie. That's well played. Finally through. 7 under here for Lee Dae-yeon. Consecutive birdies there. The island hole or the 17th hole right there. Beautiful shot. Once again, that drone shot is absolutely stunning. You can see the habitation behind. You can see the Mediterranean clubhouse in the distance. The 17th hole, which has to be approached by boat. And it's just a very fascinating layout to look at. It really looks more or less like a picture being painted, or more like Legoland if you ask me. So Jun Yi-sung still at the top of the heap with 11 under, Lee Won in second position with 10 under. Then you've got Park Bo-kyum, Kim Si-yoon and Moon Jong-min, who are in tied third with 9 under. Now, this is a spot that's been more or less consistent, 9 under, 8 under. And Kim Ga-hui, who pretty much led the way, even reached 11 under, had to move off from that spot. So Kim Ga-hui is also in tied third with 9 under. Then you've got the 8 unders there in tied 7th. You've got Lee Jae-yoon, Lim Jin-yong, Ji-han Sol, and Nathakrita Wongtawilap. Stay with us as we continue with our coverage of the REJURAN Championship being played at the Amata, a country club and golf course in Chonburi District, Thailand. Kim Si-yoon on her approach shot for hole 15. Oh, that's very well played. Lovely positioning from her. That's well played by Moon Jong-min. She'll be happy about it. Here's Jun Yi-sung, current leader on hole 15. Kim Ga-hui. Third effort for hole 14. Lee Vaughan will aim for birdie on hole 14. It's very important for her because she's definitely going to try and find out if she can, well, scale to the top. And that's well played. I think Lee Vaughan just being stuck in that zone a little bit. Kim Shi-yoon aiming for birdie on hole 15. This could get her up to a 10 under. Now that's very well played. So Kim Shi-yoon now, after a bogey, great comeback there with a birdie on hole 15. And she's up to 10 under. Park Dun-yu will aim for birdie here on hole number 16. Moon Jong-min. She tees off for hole 15. It's going to be very important for her. Lee Vaughan will tee off for hole 15. She's currently on that 10 under, trying to shake that off, and I'm sure that she's been trying to actually make it a little better than it currently is. I think it's going to be interesting to see how she performs. So it's a very tight order at the top currently on the leaderboard, and not something that we've been seeing easily. Jenny Sung onto her third stroke. Up next, it's going to be Park Bo-kyung. And that's her approach shot for hole 15. She's been very good as well, but the odd thing about most of the golfers is they just haven't been able to, well, rise up and create something spectacular after a fantastic start to the afternoon. Oh, just to remind you, it's been a tad bit humid in these parts. This is Southeast Asia. You know, it's always going to be closer towards the equator and all that. Hong Jun-min. Oh, did she just knock the other ball? Well, I think she did. Natakritha Wongtavilat will tee off for hole 17. Of course, she's been here before on the previous 2 days. She's moved down to an 8 under. Oh, that is a terrific bit of placement from her. That'll definitely earn her an applause. Jun Sung aims for birdie on hole 15. That comes close enough. And I think she's got to be happy about that. Jun Sung has pretty much been, well, one of the stronger contenders here today. Lee Won. She's on to hole 15. Kim Gahi onto a second stroke for hole 15. And that's straight into, well, I think it just about tipped into the beach. Jongmin on to her second effort for hole 15. She's done very well so far today, very consistent, 263 meters to the hole. She's on a 9 under score. Park Bo-kyum aiming for birdie on hole 15, and that's just slipped out. A bit unfortunate, I think. Well, early on she was a bit overcautious. Now just a bit too, well, quick on the draw. And she'll finish with an even score. Time to get back to the tee-off spot. Jun Sung with Hong Jun Min. Jun Sung does hat-trick of birdies there on 11, 12 and 13, doing her well. She's had 5 birdies and just 1 bogey. 3 more holes left to play for. She's on to hole 16. Lee Won gauging the distance. Lee Won just taking things into consideration. Lee Won will really have to dig deep, because if she wants to finish top of the heap, and she can, she was a joint leader for a good bit of time. There goes Lee Won again. Straight on to the green. Jenny Sung now at hole number 16 will tee off. It's a very, very interesting hole to look at. Par 4 for the asking, 357 meters. Bunkers dominate the right side of this long par 4. Players who find the fairway will have a challenging approach to the narrow green with bunkers on the right, and there are it's a sweeping run of areas on the left. You've got to be really careful with that. Well, so far so good for Junhee Sung. Natakrita Wongtawilap had that perfect positioning from the tee off on hole 17, and here she is on the island hole, and that's well played by her. Very well done. I'm sure all the golfers really love this. It's a world well known hole. Kim Shi-yoon on to her third effort, and her approach decent enough. We'll have to look to finish with an even score here. So Junhee Sung right there at the top of the heap with 11 under. Kim Shi-yoon and Lee Won still in second with 10 under. Natakrita Wongtawilap, Park Bo-kyung, Moon Jung-min and Kim Ga-hui too are in tied fourth. Very, very interesting contest that's building up here. Here we get down to that boat, the boat that will take the golfers to, hole 17 and back. Always a joy to watch that, if you ask me. Time for Osumin to craft a birdie for herself on hole 18. Well, that's just going to miss it by a few inches. Well, that drew so close. Absolutely wonderful there. Chance opportunity to have finished that well. And Munjong Mendes needs to tap that in. Very nicely done. Meanwhile, Kim Si-yoon looks to finish on par for hole 16. She's got to keep that 10 under intact. She's worked very hard to get here. And she will keep her score untouched for the time being. So that's a good thing for her. Lee Won aiming for birdie there. Kim Gahi currently on an 8 under. It's another bogey for her on 15. And she's just struggling a tad bit here. really doing very well there. I've said this before, but I do love, well, that absolutely stunning, well, t-shirt with that lovely animated golf ball with the cap behind. Jung So-yi will go next as she aims for birdie. Park Pyo-kyung will go next. Looking to finish on par here for hole 16. I think it's going to be very important for her, you know, to do well. She's had, well, her moments. That's got to be really awful. And, well, she did check the club to say, "What were you thinking, mate?" But there's always going to be a chance to, well, finish off and keep a neutral score if possible. So here we go, back to hole number 17. Yun Sua. Nimitra Jantanaket going in with the 7-iron. She's got a 3 over score so far. Hasn't been her brightest time. I do believe she would have liked, well, to have finished a little bit better. Leave on to her approach shot for hole number 16. Moon Jung-min now to take her best shot. It's on to a second stroke for hole 16. And that's just going to skip past, but I think it set her up fairly well to finish off with an underscore here. .83 meters to the hole, 54-degree wedge. That's what Kim Gahi is going to go with. Well, she's had it tough, and I can't deny that. Let's try to make the most of it, Kim Gahi. And there we go with the boat ride. And the golfers have really enjoyed this. It's almost like you're going for a Sunday brunch, taking the boat to the yacht that is docked right in the middle of the ocean. Well, always a joy. I do remember, well, traveling in boats like this in Thailand, in Phuket. I remember there was a glass-bottomed boat, or, you know, the transparent bottom. It was really exciting to see a bit of the fish along with the seaweed as well, which sometimes mars the view. But this is a very, very clean lake, so There's a good bit of fish around. I do remember Park Yun Kyung, well, feeding the fish yesterday and the day before, one of the other golfers doing the same. And the boat ride is enough to get any of our golfers to chuckle or smile, isn't it? Well, they finally reach their destination and they'll, well, progress towards, well, the green. I do think that golf architects are really, really fantastic with whatever they come up with. Nathakritha Wongthavilap aims for birdie on hole 18. She could go up to a 10 under. It's going to be a narrow miss for her. So Wongthavilap finishes with that 9 underscore. It's been a consistent performance from her. She's going to be back for tomorrow's event. That is day 4. And it will be interesting to see her in action. But right now, Kim Gahi will go next as she aims for birdie on hole number 16. Well played. Well, she's come and gone in waves. You know, double bogey, 2 bogeys in there, now a birdie on hole 17 to go up to a 9 under. The one aiming for birdie. And she's tied second now with that 11 under. 2 more holes to play for here. She's got hole 17 and hole 18. The REJURAN Championship continues right here. It's been a good start, to the day. Absolutely wonderful performances coming from, well, all the golfers so far. Wen Chong-min goes next. She aims for birdie, and that's going to lip out at the last minute. It's a bit unfortunate for her. And just a tad bit disappointed with that. Lee Dae-yeon will aim for bogey on hole number 18. Well, she has to. So Lee Dae-yeon will finish her day's event with 36 on the out, 35 on the in, a bogey to end the day, but she had a hat-trick of birdies and 7 under her final score for the day. Lee Sang-yeon aiming for birdie on hole number 17. Oh, that's beautifully played. Absolutely stunning execution from her. And she herself was surprised. It's a 9 under now for Lee Sang-yeon. She's got one more hole to play for, and she too will be one of the front runners who's going to be back to contest, the championship tomorrow. And while we talk of that, we get back to the grind with Kim Si-yoon, who's on to hole number 17. Remember, she's in tied second with that 10 under. Oh, using a 7 iron. So Kim Si-yoon is currently in third position with a 10 under. Lee Won is in second and Jun Yi-sung in first. Well, our golfers who finished off just having a view. Interestingly, then you've got the tied fourths, which have a quartet of golfers in there, including Natakrita Wongtavilap. Park Seo-jin teeing off for hole number 17, puts herself at a bit of a distance from the tin cup. The next round of golfers, I think, waiting to take their turn at hole 17. Get the boat right on. Getting closer towards, her group member. Jung So-yi will aim for birdie now. It's going to be still a bit of a distance for her. Kim Gahi having a chat there with Moon Jong-min and Lee Won. And as we get Kim Si-yoon along with her group members to return back, and there she goes, Kim Si-yoon, well, feeding the fish. That's really cool, isn't it? Absolutely love it, because that's when you get to see the fish whenever you're knocking a spoon of food. Meanwhile, Jung Yoon Ji. Oh, that's well done. Well done, and I think a bit of joy for her. She's had her moments, but she's down to a 5 under, finishes with 38 and 36. That double bogey on hole number 17 was just a bit of a worry for her, but I think she's finished well. To end on a positive, well, is always a good thing. Park Dun Yu will aim for birdie now on hole 18. And that tap-in will just finish the job for her. Jung So-yi looking to finish on par. Jung So-yi finishes with 8 under, 33 on the out, 37 on the in, had 2 bogeys in there, but otherwise she's had a very, very good day. Won Jung Min and Lee Yvonne sharing a joke. And using those 2 clubs, I would believe she's almost getting ready to ski off here. We're just getting a bit of a stretch in. So hole number 17, Park Bo-kyung just looking on. Park Seo-jin will aim for birdie on hole number 17. Kim Shi-yoon aiming for birdie on hole 17. Remember, they took the boat ride there. Nicely done there by Kim Min-joo as she finishes with the birdie, goes up to a 4 under. Well, we are approaching that time of the day when, you know, it's heading towards the sunset. The lighting changes just a tad bit. Park Seo-jin looking to finish on par for hole 17. Yun Sua onto her second stroke for hole 18. She's going in with a 5-iron. 144 meters to the hole. Kim Shi-yoon will go next as she looks to finish on par for hole 17. It's been an interesting time for her. Got a bit of wind speeds that have stepped in. And she will keep it to a neutral score, but I do think that wind just being a little bit, off her border. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the course, it's Nimitra Jantanaket. Second stroke for hole 18. She's using a 7-iron. Hasn't been her best day at the office, but she will weather the storm, no doubt. Lee Sung-yeon goes next. It's a second stroke on hole 18. That's fairly well played by her. Chun Yi-sung. Well, she's been really the golfer to watch today. Oh, lovely positioning. Might have to work for that birdie because it's going up a bit of an upward and slope for her, but I think she should be able to manage it well. Up next, it's Hong Jun-min. She tees off for hole 17. She's on a 7 under currently. Out of the 3 big golfers that entered the fray, well, she's still stuck around, closer towards the top spots. Oh, and that's got to be a first. Hong Jun-min lands plumb in the water. Oh, just a tad bit unfortunate for her. And she can't believe that. Oh, she's definitely upset about that, but I think she'll have to drop. She'll have to drop, a stroke for certain. Bit unusual from Hong Jun-min. Up next, it's Park Bo-kyung. Park Bo-kyung does well as she tees off, and she's got herself in a decent position as well. So Hong Jun-min but had a stroke penalty there. Yes, she tees off again. That's a bit unfortunate for her. And this time lands it plumb next to, well, the flagstick. She could get away with a bogey. Just a bit unfortunate to see her ball, well, plunk into the water. And the golfers, as always, will just having a hearty laugh here about the whole situation. Well, as long as they enjoy themselves, that's the main part. And the boat ride back. Yun Soo will aim for birdie on hole 18. 18.6 meters to the hole. It isn't the closest, but I think she should be able to do this. Kim Si-yoon is going to tee off at hole number 18. And that's well played by her. Very well done as Kim Si-yoon will just pushes as best as she can. She's had a few worries in there. Lee Sung-yeon looking to finish with a birdie to end her day's event. That is in round 3. She's currently on 9 under. Just skips past the destination. Park Bo-kyung will go next as she aims for birdie on hole 17. Well, just a narrow miss for her. Remember, Park, along with her group members, was waiting to, well, tee off earlier. So Jinhee Sung just having to tone down a bit, going through the motions here. I think she was just a tad bit concerned. But I think she'll be able to pull her act together because it hasn't been too much of a worry. So Yun Sua finishes with 38 on the out, 35 on the in. A bogey to end the day, but 6 under score. So Lee Sung-yeon 69, 68 and 70. 9 under to rank with that tied fourth. I think she'll be very pleased about her performance today. Meanwhile, it's over to Hong Jun-min, who will have to bogey this one. There's no doubt about it. And that's just the tide just turning against her there. That's a bit unfortunate because she will end up with a double bogey. So hole 17, which has normally been pretty easy for most, well, just turning out to be a bit of a nightmare for Hong Jun-min. Talking of which, Kim Si-yoon is also, well, weathering her own storm. I think her ball just did land well outside. She's going to have to craft her way through. Meantime, it's over to Park Bo-kyung. Park Bo-kyung looking to finish, well, on par for hole number 17. She's on an 8 under, and she'll keep that steady at 8 under for the time being. Jinhee Sung looking to finish on par for hole 17. Straight towards the clubhouse, Kim Si-yoon. I think she did have, looks like she did have a ball stroke penalty, if I'm not mistaken. But she's got herself up there. I do love the cascading waterfall that's right on the edge of the green on hole 18. Now here's Lee Yvonne as she tees off for hole 17. Well played by her. She was a happy camper yesterday on hole 17. Will be interesting to see how she performs today. Kim Gahi goes next. And they were actually sitting down waiting for their turn to get to hole 17. Remember, with a few golfers, you know, and with start times being fairly close to each other, it's moved pretty rapidly with the groups finishing their tasks quite quickly. Kim Gahi putting herself at a bit of a distance from the tin cup, but I think she could still earn a birdie. She's come out with a few stellar shots, especially I think on hole 10 too. We saw that. Moon Jung-min will tee off for hole 17. She's on a 9 under currently. She'll go in with an 8 iron. And that's well played. Very well played, you would think, but does get herself onto. I don't think too many of the golfers have really hit the water. Unfortunate there for Han Jung-min earlier. But most of the golfers have actually got it bang onto the green. And now, of course, that wonderful boat ride. And I was saying earlier, you know, how golf architects, they really think out of the box and their imagination has to be so fantastic. Teeing off for hole 18 now will be Jun Yi-sung. She looks to finish her day's event. So just looking at it, the Amata Spring Country Club golf course was designed by architect Lee Schmidt of the Schmidt and Curley design group. It's become a mainstay on televisions around the world and a host for some of the biggest golf contests in Thailand. Jun Yi-sung, still the leader with 12 under, will tee off for hole 18 and look to increase her points tally. Well, decent enough distance for her. Let's also, well, just keep you in the loop that this two big tournaments were held here earlier, two high-profile tournaments, the Royal Trophy, a competition between Europe and Asia, and then, of course, the first Honda LPGA Thailand, which was the first LPGA Tour event before it moved to the Siam Country Club in 2007. This club has a single 18-hole course of 7,322 yards. I think some of the fish jumping just got a bit of water onto Moon Jung-min. Now, designed by the Schmidt Curley Golf Design Group, positioned midway between the bustling Thai capital of Bangkok and the serene beach retreat of Pattaya, the esteemed Amata Spring Country Club. It's an award-winning world-class championship golf course, expansive undulating fairways, superbly crafted bunkers, lightning-fast putting surfaces, and this is very important. Also, generous sprinkling of strategically placed water hazards, and the course has been host to a number of prestigious tournaments. It opened its fairways for play in 2005, so it's been 21 years running. And the Thai Golf Championship in 2011, which was won by Lee Westwood, if you remember that, well, that was played right here. The signature 17th hole, which you are getting a view of right now, one of the most notable in world golf. Players come to the celebrated tee and eye a green sitting in the vast lake of the Amata Spring, and the putting surface is reached by that short boat trip just beneath the spectacular Amata Castle, which we've been getting fantastic views of. Jun Yi-sung still at the top with 12 under, Lee won in second with 11 under, Kim Shi-yoon in third with 10 under, and then you've got Vongthalavip in tied fourth with 9 under, along with Lee Sung-gyun, who is also currently on 9 under, and joining them there in that tied fourth is Moon Jung-min and Kim Gahi too. So interesting, just about 3 or 4 points separating the top order. Don't go anywhere as we continue with our coverage of this wonderful, event, which is the first in the KLPGA calendar of 2026. The REJURAN Championship continues at the Amata Spring Country Club Golf Course. Lee Won at hole 17 needs to get a birdie for joint leadership. Just a tad bit nearer would have done it, but I don't think she has much to worry about because she can still hold on to her points. Just needs to, well, gently tap that in. And if you wonder why you need to do the walk around there, it's very simple. You also want to gauge, well, how that slope moves downwards. So Lee Won will hold on to that 11 under. Meanwhile, looking to finish her day's event. I think she had a stroke penalty on this one, Kim Si-yoon, but a chance here to finish on an even score. And it looks like it's going to be bogey time for Kim Si-yoon. Moon Jung-min aiming for birdie on hole number 17 as well. Can she pull this off? Well, she almost does it. Almost. Park Seo-jin needs to finish on par here. And well, she does, so it's not a worry at all. 69, 68 and 73 in 3 rounds. And she finishes with 6 under today. Moon Jung-min just gauging the distance. She needs to finish on par to keep her 9 under score intact. Right here on hole 17. And that slipped out at the last minute. So Moon Jung-min, a bogey there on hole 17. She's dropped to an 8 under. She's got 1 more hole to play for. That's going to be interesting. Meanwhile, our hole 18 contenders are very much well, on their way. You got Park Bo-kyum there as well, along with Jun Yi-sung. Her approach shot, 147 meters to the hole. I'm sure she'd like to keep, well, her 12 under intact today. It's been very good temperament from Jun Yi-sung. She has, well, I was about to say flown the green, but that ball just moved back. I think she'll have to aim to keep an even score. If she gets a birdie, well, golfers will always surprise you, won't they? Park Bo-kyum goes next with her approach shot. Let's remind you that this event, of course, is being sponsored by Pharma Research. And Park Bo-kyum employing that 8 iron. Hole number 18 is very interesting. The finishing hole, of course, it threads to both lakes. There's water prominent throughout, the path. The green is nestled at the front of the beautiful Mediterranean clubhouse. It's a very interesting hole. Kim Gahi has been very, very serious for most part of the day. And, well, generally, she is fairly reserved, unlike Park Yun Kyung or Hwang Yumin, for that matter, who are very, very social. And sometimes golfers, Lee Ga-yong too, can be fairly reserved in her own way. Well, till the contest gets over, she's very focused for most part of the contest. And then you've got, well, Park Ju-young and Park Ji-young, both those golfers, well, they have what you'd call swag. Real, well, very stylistic golfers. They do play to the crowd. So it really depends on, each golfer embodies, or that golf logo is just terrific. So up next, here's Chun Yi-sung. She'll aim for birdie for hole 18. It's going to be a bit of a distance to travel, 14.6 meters to be precise. Oh, that could have just gone in, and I think the wind is carrying it a little bit further. But terrific effort there from Chun Yi-sung. She has displayed the best temperament, the best focus in round 3. And the proof of the pudding is simply the fact that she's sitting right there dining at the top of the leaderboard currently. Hong Jun-min will look to finish her day's event as well. She's dropped to a 5 under. Oh, that's another sheer miss, and that's clearly not just the surface. Remember what we said earlier, lightning fast putting surfaces. A little bit too much of a jab on the ball, and it's going to carry forward. Lee Won teeing off for hole number 18. She's still on 11 under. Kim Ga-hui will tee off for hole 18. Park Bo-kyum, can she nail a birdie and finish off with a 9 under? It'll be a great end to the day for her, and I think she'll have to keep it to an even score as well. Easy does it. Park Bo-kyum finishes with 71 in round 1, 66 in round 2, 71 in round 3. and an 8 underscore, which I think she'll be fairly proud of because she's going to be back tomorrow. Hon Jun-min did not have a great day at the office. She'll look to keep her 5 underscore as she finishes on par for hole number 18. And that's exactly what she does. So 72, 65 and 74. She finishes with 5 under. She'll be glad to get it over with for today. Jun Yi-sung needs to finish on par to keep her leadership intact. And I think she's going to play it safe because she knows there's a bit of a slope going upwards. There's a bit of a dip towards the left too. Jun Yi-sung. Very well played there by her. So Jun Yi-sung finishes with 12 under, 72, 65 and 67. It's been a fantastic round 2 and round 3 for her. The leader, the Queen Bee, at the end of round 3. And will be very interesting to see if she can hold on, and keep that performance consistent tomorrow. Because if she does, she has every chance of winning the championship. But tomorrow's another day and, things do change. Right now we're just waiting for, our golfers to get through their 18th hole. So Kim Gahi along with Lee Von and Moon Jong-min, they will look to finish their day's event. Kim Gahi onto her approach shot for hole 18, 134 meters to cover. Leave onto a second stroke for hole 18. And Lee Vaughan has a big smile on her face. Don't see that too often. Moon Jong-min will go next using a 9-iron to cover 120 meters. So just approaching, well, the days and the beautiful skies once again. Was just talking about how, beautiful this location is, especially the entire setting. It's really wonderful to catch an event here. So here we are down to hole 18. Lee Won just gauging the situation along with her other golfers. But first up, it's going to be Gahi, who'll aim for birdie on hole 18. Oh, that was definitely bound for the tin cup. Just stopped a bit short. A Cuban for her, but I think she'll be, well, glad to finish it off on an even score. As long as it's not, well, dropping a point. So 68, 68 and 71 consecutively in the 3 rounds. Finishes in tied third with 9 under Gahi. She's still very much in the running for the championship, so don't discount her or write her off as yet. Meanwhile, Lee Won and Moon Jong-min have to finish off, well, their day's event. Lee Won to tie for, well, the lead on hole 18. And I think she'll have to settle for that, 11 under. So she finishes with 66, 70 and 69 in 3 rounds. Tied second with 11 under. It's been a good performance from her. She'll be happy about that. Quick hugs all around for her, for Gahi. And it's Moon Jong-min who's left to finish her day's event. Moon Jong-min to go next. Moon Jung-min aiming for birdie on hole 18. But she can't believe that. I'll have to finish it off a bit entertaining there for her. 8 under, 70, 66 and 72 in the 3 rounds. Moon Jung-min finishes her day, and it's been an interesting one for her as well. So it's been a very, very interesting round 3 for us. Don't forget, of course, that round 4 will kick off tomorrow at the same time in the noon. It'll be a very interesting one for us. Here's the final look at the leaderboard of the REJURAN Championship. Chun Yi-sung at the top of the heap with 12 under. Lee Won in second with 11 under. Natakrita Wong, Tavi Lap, Kim Shi-yoon, Lee Sung-yeon and Kim Gahi with 9 under and tied third. Lee Jae-yoon and Jihan Sol are in tied 7th with 8 under. And right here at the Amata Spring Country Club Golf Course, also in tied 7th are Lim Jin-yong, Park Bo-kyung, Moon Jung-min and Jung So-yi, all on 8 under. And then you've got the tied 13th with Choi Ka-bin, Lee Dae-yeon, Choi Yi-bon and Woo Soo-min, who are on 7 under. Expect to see all these golfers here tomorrow in action. And of course, the top groupings will exist to finish off the tied 17th. It's Seo Kyo-rim, Park Hyun-kyung, Park Seo-jin, Yoon Soo-ah, Jung Yoon-soo and Hong Hyun-ji, all with 6 under. Unfortunately, Hong Jun-min dropping off into the tied 23rds with that 5 under. So that's it for round 3 of the REJURAN Championship right here at the Amata Spring Country Club Golf Course in Chonburi district of Thailand. We were coming at you live. My name is Glenn Mascarenhas, and it's time for me to shut shop and ship out of here, but I'm going to be back with you tomorrow to take you through the final round, as well as to find out who the top 3 will be and who will claim the championship. Don't forget to join us then. Bye-bye for now, and have a lovely rest of this evening.